All right. Hey, everybody. This is Austin with Inventory Source again. Thanks again for joining this podcast. A big thing that we're doing here is we really want to highlight our top suppliers. Really excited about today's episode. We have David from Green Supply. Green Supply is a huge dropship supplier. They're one of our biggest, especially in the tactical, camping, fishing, anything you can think of outdoors industry. They're really awesome guys over there and really doing some really cool stuff. So, David, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Austin. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're just going to jump right on into it. One thing, obviously to get us started, I would just love to get a really good background about Green Supply. How long you guys have been in business, what fulfillment methods, what you guys are currently servicing in regards to e-commerce and your retailers. And yeah, just give me a good background about Green Supply.
Well, Green Supply is a wholesale distributor. Like you said, we sell hunting, camping, tactical, and fishing gear, and we've been in business since 1967. And we got into the wholesale business in the mid 1980s, and we've just grown from there. We started out as the upper room in a two-story building, and then we moved to a retail store, and then added warehouse space, and just grew and grew and grew. If you came to visit us, you would see Morton shed attached to another Morton shed attached to another Morton shed, and that just shows the growth that we've had over the years. Green Supply has always been at the forefront of technology,
Mhm.
and especially order fulfillment technology. So we were one of the first distributors out there with a website, and also we were one of the very first distributors in our space to offer blind drop shipping.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's huge. Drop shipping. I mean, it's funny talking to a lot of people within the e-commerce realm and even just family and friends. And I we try to tell them, hey, I work for a dropship automation company, and they're like, what is dropship? And it's like it's so mind-boggling that it's still such an unknown. But you guys being the first and foremost of that fulfillment model is amazing. And like I said, you guys have been great. Where are you guys located at?
We're located in Vandalia, Missouri. It's a small farming community. We're about 90 miles north of St. Louis.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Out in the Midwest. Yeah, we're down here in sunny Florida. Can't complain about that at all, especially this time of year once it gets cold. But yeah, that's some great stuff and some good background. Thanks for that. I really want to jump right into what initiatives you guys have had this past year. Maybe some goals that you guys have accomplished. Maybe some cool stuff that you guys like to highlight on that you guys have been pretty excited about this past year.
So our big initiatives revolve around warehouse automation, and the big thing that we've done in the last 18 months is we've moved to a box on demand machine. And the way that works is we actually take the product that we're shipping, and we have a dimensionalizer device that
Mm,
measures the length, the width, the height, and then it feeds that information into a machine that takes raw cardboard and cuts it to a box that's a perfect shape for the item.
mm,
So we because of that, we're able to offer cheaper shipping costs because we're not shipping dead air.
mhm,
The item will arrive in perfect condition because it's in a box that's a perfect fit for the item. We're able to save on cardboard costs because we're not wasting money on cardboard that we're not shipping. And also, it allowed us to go to an assembly line system that allows us to have more of a true first in, first out order flow. So the orders that are oldest in our system are the first ones to get processed going through the line. So it's increased our shipping times, it's increased our customer service, it's decreased returns and damages, all of those back end things that can really eat into a customer's profit margin.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, that's huge. I believe we recently integrated with you guys in regards to that dimensions in the sense of, getting that full exact weight and length and width and on the dimensional weight, especially with shipping costs, right? I mean, what you say a product weighs this much, you're not taking into account the box, how big it is and everything like that. So that's awesome. That's really some cool stuff. I really have not heard. many other suppliers that do that. So that's a huge deal, because I'm sure you guys have seen it. We see it all the time with our customers, is just the shipping issue of drop shipping, right? There's just, getting your shipping costs that you put on your site or your marketplace, and having that lined up exactly with what your supplier provides, is just a massive hurdle for a lot of retailers, and we see it all the time. So that's amazing that you guys do that. That kind of leads me into my next question about, you guys seem to have a really cool process with that, in having a really awesome fulfillment method and workflow that is really, past a lot of suppliers that, we've worked with and we've seen. How have you guys been doing with adapting to the holiday season? What do you guys do to get everything ready for the holidays, for the selling season, for, winter coming up, for Christmas, things like that? How busy are you guys?
Oh, we're really busy, but it happens every year, and so we have the opportunity to prepare for it.
Mhm.
So we're bringing on more staff, and we're making sure that all of our processes are as good as they can be. So we're ready for the fourth quarter this year. We're staffed up and ready to go. Send the orders, we'll fill them.
Yeah, yeah, and that takes me into the next question: is how does that kind of transfer into some obstacles or issues that you've seen in regards to tech? So, I guess really to kind of let the viewers know, or the listeners know here about you guys. You guys are awesome when it comes to being able to provide tech support and that fulfillment automation, where we help out with, right? You guys have those setups that we can automatically submit orders over to you guys. You guys get it, pack it up, fulfill it, within the day or two, and then it's able to go to the customer. So really doing some awesome stuff there. But do you guys see some huge obstacles in the selling season in regards to that? And I'm just curious as to, you know, is a retailer just sending in hundreds and hundreds of items, and how does that work? How are you guys able to stay sound with that from a tech perspective?
Well, that's where Inventory Source really comes in and helps,
Mhm.
because we're able to provide Inventory Source a data feed that's up to date, that has all of our quantity on hand for every product that we carry, and then Inventory Source is able to get that out to the end customer, or I'm sorry, to the retail partner that has signed up with you guys. So that way you're always in sync with the most possible, like the most accurate inventory counts, and that's so important, because if something gets ordered and it turns out we don't have it, that's a bad customer experience. So Inventory Source really helps with that. And then on the ordering side, because things are automated, when you get an order on your website, or you get an order on a platform such as eBay or Amazon, and you send that order through the Inventory Source platform, it's going to automatically come to us, and it's going to come to us quickly. It's going to drop into our system right away, so that we can get to work filling it.
Yeah, and you guys have seemed to be ahead of the competition in regards to customer service as well. I know that I've worked with you a little bit, David, and my managing director here and our account managers that we have here is worked with you guys, and it's been awesome to reach out to you guys, and then instantly get a call back, get an email back to figure out maybe some tech issues. But it seems like you guys have really, like I said, taken the step in the right direction above everybody else on giving really good customer support. Could you talk a little bit more about, your customer support that you guys give to your retailers, maybe your account management group? Does everybody have an account manager there? What does that look like for you guys, and how are you guys able to have a leg up in the competition when it comes to that?
So, speaking from the technical side,
Hmm.
Green Supply has an employee whose primary responsibility is to make sure that the order flow and the inventory flow works properly, and setting up new customers on it. And that's something that a lot of other companies, they don't have. Maybe just it's partial responsibility on somebody on their IT team. We have a dedicated person for that role. And then on the account management side, everybody will have access to an account manager that they can email, that they can call, that they can get in touch with, and we'll be able to help them personally. So it's not, we know that you never know
Hmm.
when the new customer is going to become your new best customer.
Hmm.
So you have to treat every new customer like they're going to be the the new awesome account that we're so happy that we
Yeah.
got.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we see the same. Obviously it's a bit of a process to figure out, what type of solution we need to provide. And we have those plans for account managers as well. But yeah, that's we've heard some great things from our retailers that you guys have great customer support. And that is just, I mean, that's just massive when it comes to people utilizing a dropship fulfillment method with a supplier like yourself, because we've seen suppliers out there that yeah, go ahead, fill out an application form. Okay, you're signed up as a dropship supplier. Here's feeds, here's how to order, and then it kind of goes dark from there, right? And that's not a great process. That's not, drop shipping sometimes takes a lot of hand holding. So it's great that you guys have that, and obviously, that's a huge thing to our retailers and our customers as well. So going off of that, you sparked another one in my head, is the vendor application process, right? So whenever, let's say I'm a vendor and I'm coming to you and I want to sell your, fishing gear, or, your camping gear, the outdoor stuff, knives, whatever it may be. What does that application process look like for new vendors trying to be onboarded?
Our application process is simple. All you need to do is go to greensupply.com, and then up at the top, there's a link that says sign up. Once you click on that, it's going to show you a 3-step process: step 1, step 2, step 3. And so there's an application, and then you'll also need to set up a payment method. And then from there, we'll take care of the rest. We'll get you access to our website and get you in with our sales team. One thing that I want to tell your
Hmm.
audience that's a little bit of a sticking point is that the state of Missouri requires that all dealers fill out what's called a 149 form. And it's a form that the state of Missouri requires to ensure that that everybody knows what we don't need to collect sales
Hmm.
tax. And it's sort of a stain only regulation. So a lot of people aren't familiar with it coming in, but it's super easy to fill out. And if you call us, we'll help you. We'll make sure that you get signed up properly. So don't let that throw
Hmm.
you. Just fill out the application, the 149, and we'll take care of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. A lot of our guys are used to that, right? So, I mean, there's a good bit of customers that come through, and they think maybe someone like an inventory source, or working with suppliers that we're hooked up with, it's kind of like an AliExpress, right? I get a Shopify store set up, boom, there's products, I can sell them. Not the case for U.S. suppliers, but you're going to get so much more out of utilizing U.S. suppliers that have real application processes. Filling out the form that you were just speaking on, and giving a tax ID, EIN, things like that. It's really solidifying and building a brand and building a business. So that kind of takes me into my next question. Kind of sparked my interest here, is what I like to talk about is brick and mortars. So brick and mortar guys, obviously for the audience out there, if you own a brick and mortar, you own a legitimate store in a location where you have your own store and have your own products on hung up on the wall, and you've got customers coming in and buying products that you kind of store your own inventory, right? So obviously, you guys probably have a good bit of brick and mortar stores that you use, or you guys have it for retailers and as customers. Have you guys seen like a massive shift, or a big trend in these brick and mortar stores reaching out to you guys about needing help getting into e-commerce? And are they utilizing drop shipping? I'm really curious to pick the brain of our suppliers and see what that conversation is, and trends that you guys have seen in regards to brick and mortars trying to get online.
So when it comes to brick and mortar businesses, they have traditionally been our bread and butter, and they
Hmm.
still are. Brick and mortar is still very important to us, and so, but I I say it all the time: you can't fight the future, and the internet is the
Absolutely,
future.
absolutely.
In fact, it's not the future; it's the right now. So if you don't have an internet strategy, if you don't have a website, then I don't know what to tell you. You've had quite a while to
Yeah.
decide this. But and having a good website, it really speaks well to your business and the fact that you're engaged and you know what's going on. And so, but if that's what you're used to, it can be really difficult to learn something new and to sell things a different way than what you're used to. It's a great idea to partner with a company like Inventory Source, so they can help you get started and really smooth out the tech pieces, because the tech pieces, they're just gears that make the machine work. But but it's not that you need to become some kind of computer genius to get it going if you have the right kind of help.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about that too is we've tried to cater towards, our customers in the sense of having our user interface, because our user interface and our catalog manager, we've been revamping that for years, and it's just become very powerful in the sense of searching for products across 20,000 SKUs, adding them into your catalog, setting up pricing rules, mapping out category structure. It sounds crazy, especially to some of those brick and mortar guys, but it's actually pretty easy. And then believe it or not, Shopify, BigCommerce, right? It's, I mean, unbelievably user friendly to just get signed up with them and to get a full website up and ready. I mean, and it's not going to take long as well. So yeah, obviously we love to partner up with Green Supply and our suppliers to help out there, especially with those brick and mortar guys. It's really not it's not too big of a hurdle. I know it sounds like a crazy hurdle to some of those guys, but it really isn't. So going off of that, big question I had for you is, personally, I'm kind of an outdoors guy. I love, the fishing and tactical, pardon me, and actually setting up some knife stores and things like that. What's some new products that we can kind of keep an eye out with Green Supplier, or some product lines that you've rolled out or brands you've rolled out this year, and maybe some that's coming out next year? What can we be on the lookout in regards to your products?
Well, the big thing that we've done that over the last 2 years really is that we've moved into the fishing category. Used to be we did camping, we did hunting, shooting, sports, but the last couple of years, we saw that there was an opportunity in the marketplace, and it's paid off big time for us, and it's paid off big time for our customers. So I would definitely, if you're only in the hunting and camping side of things, and if you're interested in fishing, I say go for it. We're able to provide all the information that you need to run a fishing website that is user friendly, and we have all kinds of attribute data that's available on all of our products. We've got good pictures, we've got good long descriptions, everything that a customer is going to need to be confident that they're getting the right thing.
That's huge too. Fishing is a big industry, and it's kind of a big thing that I've seen because I was on the sales side of things, and coming into a partnership role here, it's just I still hear it all the time about from our retailers and guys coming on board looking for that next big fishing dropship supplier. So definitely, everybody listen out there, you got to check out Green Supply. Sounds like they're doing some great things there in the fishing and camping. Definitely check out their products. And hey, you can check it out on our supplier directory. So some pretty cool stuff there. Going off of that, one of the last questions I have, and this is huge, just kind of wanting to pick your brain on, how you guys are able to still be top dog throughout the year. What are the things that you guys like to look at in your calendar when it comes to, the end of winter, going into spring, going into summer? Are there pretty big highlights instead of just the, okay, we're going into selling season, we're going into the holidays, and then once January hits, we're just gonna kind of do our own thing? What's some big I guess events that you guys see, or like some different uh, you know uh, seasons, I guess, per se, that you guys look at that's big for you?
Okay. Well, one of the primary reasons that we got into fishing is because all the products that we carried beforehand were all typically stuff that you did in the fall
Hmm.
and the spring. But fishing is a summer activity. So by adding fishing, it's helped us kind of level out over the year. So rather than having these big swings and
Yeah.
these big gullies, we do consistent business all year round. And if you are purchasing from Green Supply through Inventory Source, having that product having those products in the mix are going to help you be more levels
Yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely. Started hearing a little bit more about that with different suppliers because, for us, we do really, we do pretty well throughout the year. But then obviously once October, November, December hits, it's like, all right, everybody gear up, get ready. It's gonna be a fun few months. But that's awesome to hear that you guys are really taking initiative there from a summer audience and industry there from the fishing perspective. So that's some cool stuff. One last thing, that I wanted to ask you and just see, maybe if you can give us some insight. Is there any big initiatives you guys have for next year? Is there anything that we should be excited about, or your retailers or new vendors that we should be excited about in regards to what you guys coming up in 2019?
Oh yeah, actually, I have three. The first is Green Supply currently does not take
Hmm.
credit cards. We're going to start that
Awesome,
here in about 2
good
months.
stuff.
So around the beginning of the year, we'll be able to do that. The second initiative, and this one is really really cool, is we're going to start offering a flat rate shipping program where everything will ship for
Wow.
$5.95, anything in our catalog. So it'll take all of the headache out of knowing how much is this going to cost to ship, and that's going to start in less than a month. And then the third thing is we want to engage with our vendor community and also with our retailers to see if see what products that you guys out there have that you want to put in distribution. What we would like to do is create a program where we take things
Hmm.
on consignment and bring them into our warehouse, and then we're able to actually push them out to all of our dealers and do it on a consignment basis to where you would send us the merchandise, and then once it sells, we would cut you a check once for the cost once it goes out the door, just as a way for us to look for those new items, those brand new things that nobody knows about yet, that might be the next best thing. It's hard to
Hmm.
find suppliers, it's
Definitely.
hard to find retailers, it's hard to find distribution, and we have all of the technology and warehouse staff, and we've got all the gears to make that work. So I think that if we work together, bringing stuff in on a consignment basis, that could be a big win-win for us both.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that's some awesome stuff. All three of those, like that does kind of blow my mind, right? The shipping is huge. I mean, just having a flat rate shipping for all products and orders. I mean, that's some awesome stuff. And the consignment, I never thought that would be something a supplier would want to take on, and you guys doing that is amazing, and it's definitely a leg up in the competition. So that's about it that I've got for questions for you guys. You guys have given us a lot of information, and really, y'all are our top suppliers in regards to the camping and fishing and tactical industry. So that's some awesome stuff there. Do you have anything else for us, Dave? Anything else you want to hit on, or any questions for me?
No, not really. We've had a long relationship with Inventory Source, and they've always taken care of our mutual customers, and we're just excited to see what can happen in 2019.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We've got some fun stuff coming up in 2019 as well. Definitely something you might want to keep an eye on. We're looking at pushing some supplier services that might make sense for you guys as well. So just keep that in your back pocket. But we're really excited about 2019. Like I said, awesome relationship with you guys. You guys are great over there. And everybody that's listening, go check out Green Supply, greensupply.com. They've got some great products, great selection, high SKU count, great customer service. And then you just heard all the cool stuff that they're coming out with in 2019. So just to sign off here, David, thanks again for joining. I really do appreciate it. Everybody else listening out there, make sure to fill in and listen in. And like I said, reach out to Green Supply if you have any questions, and go ahead and check them out. David, thanks again.
All right, thank you, Austin.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Go check out our podcast. We're going to be having this on our YouTube channel and a bunch of our social media and podcast channels. But thanks again for listening.